Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Apologize for the terrible lighting. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, so I don't have the light coming in from the window. It's still dark out. So yeah, I just woke up. More like the alarm woke me up. So anyway, I wanted to do this, get it done. I gotta get up. I have to get up early, be to work early this morning. So again, hardly any sleep. I was pretty tired when I was at work yesterday. So, oh man. But anywho, um, but anyway, yeah, I wanted to get this recorded and up so I can get myself moving. And on top of everything, I also have to sit through a boring meeting. Basically, it's an online meeting. Fortunately, excuse me, I don't have to worry about turning my camera on. I can just sit there and be bored and maybe fall asleep for a little bit. I just don't care, basically. So, but anyway, yeah. I think it is raining. I don't know, I keep hearing something, and it looks like the pavement outside might be wet, but it's hard to tell with the lighting. But I don't know. We are supposed to be getting that storm system in. I thought it was supposed to be moving in like this afternoon or something. And then tomorrow is when it's supposed to be really bad. Yesterday was a beautiful day. I know it. In some ways, it was kind of, it was a little bit warm yesterday too, especially when I got home. I didn't even have, like space heater. Sometimes I'll leave that going, just, turn it way down, just in case where I didn't even have that going yesterday. And I got home, and man, I had to throw open the windows. It was pretty warm. So, but, yeah, today that storm is supposed to be starting to move in, and tomorrow is supposed to be really, really bad. So, I hear that someone might bring some hail with it, too, and last I had seen that there was supposed to be potential for tornadoes. So, we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, keep sending that positive energy your way, okay, guys? So, but anyway, oh, yeah, good morning to you, too. I know, the alarm made her fly out of bed, and she's just now coming up here to get some muffins, saying good morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Miss Purper. So, anyway, yeah, I am seriously considering walking away from everything and just saying screw it, going back driving, at least until, on the one hand, yeah, uh, I want to start moving in the direction of what it is I really want to do. I really want to see about doing that. Whew, I know, I'm really tired right now, so my brain isn't with me. And to tell you the truth, when I showed up to work yesterday, I walked in, and without seeing anybody or whatever, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm ready to get back out there, go back driving, and so forth. And it's with as dead as what it was yesterday, even though it was a Saturday. It's supposed to be busy. Maybe it is in the morning, but by the time I get into work, it's like, hello. Yeah, it's just dead. And I'm just sitting around. You can only walk up and down the aisles I need to maintain and so forth so many times. And then, of course, with the lack of help with bringing down stock and so forth, it's just, yeah. I mean, heck, at one point yesterday, I had asked for assistance for help with a customer, and it wasn't due to lack of help. It's like, I don't know what it is, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it, but no, I'm just, I'm not somebody who likes to sit around on my butt doing nothing. I feel like I have to be doing something, I don't know. I just don't know. At the same point, one thing that, of course, times like those, one thing I tell myself also is if somebody wants to pay me the money that they're paying me, to sit around and do nothing the whole time, okay, whatever, That's the way I look at it too. And especially, of course, like with the benefits that I'm getting and everything, it is hard to walk away from. I will admit it. Because I need to get into the doctor, the endocrinologist, so I can get my prescriptions done. I'm going to have to be concerned about that with being out on my own, especially with the health insurance. I'm going to need to take care of that. I also, think about the prescriptions. Oh, I know. I've got those vouchers. Hi. What you doing? How you doing? Yeah? She's so silly. She's a silly girl. But yeah. And I also need a pair of glasses. I do need an eye exam. Yeah, Mommy needs an eye exam. Even though pretty much the majority of what I'm going to need, I'm going to have to pay for out of pocket anyway. At least I'm getting some sort of help with getting that taken care of. Yeah, oh my goodness. So, I don't know. There's a few things. Yeah. At least I have insurance for her right now. That I'm not getting any subsidy. I'm paying for that fully out of my pocket. I think they may have worked out maybe some sort of an agreement or something high, or maybe a slightly discounted thing or whatever. Oh my gosh, she's right on my bladder. She's silly, you know. And so I can get things rolling with things that I want to do. The question is, how long can I hold them off with hounding me about meeting those expected goals, basically. As far as attitude is concerned, I know that's the lesson. Don't let it get to me. I know that. I know that's the biggest lesson. There's a few lessons in there. Don't let it bother me. Don't get too attached. And keep with my happy-go-lucky self, putting on my happy face. Every time I think that, I think of the advertisements for that show streaming. I think it's on P+. It's with Dennis Quaid. It's based on a true story. With his smile, yeah, you can't help but think of Happy Face. Oh my goodness, the Happy Face killer. It's like, oh my gosh, he has a Joker smile. Let's face it, he has a Joker smile. So yeah, he's probably good for the part. Just with that smile alone. But anyway, I know I'm half asleep. But yeah, put on your happy face and just be like, okay, bullshit your way through, basically, is what it boils down to. So, and do what I have to do. The big thing is, the big question that I have had anyway, is wondering if I should get my own place first, then start going after what it is that I want to do, or start trying to work on both at the same time. I will admit, in some ways, I miss being behind the wheel. If I'm bored working in a particular area or something, I can move on to someplace else, I can go out there and find work to do. Something will come up. Especially on the Uber Eats app. I would do deliveries. I might consider doing ride sharing. I'm not too sure. But I would definitely see about doing deliveries. I know there's that extra expense, because I don't have a car. And I don't want to, at least if we get me a car too, instead of having to be relying on them to, take me here, there, and everywhere. Downside is it would be an electric vehicle. Right. But as far as going back, I really want to stay, experience the seasons. I do miss fall, so I really would like to experience fall again. Also, snow for Christmas, or snow that time of year. I really did enjoy it. I've enjoyed the cooler weather. Don't get me wrong, I also love the heat. It's a nice change of pace, And besides, if I went back, yeah, I could going back, I could get my in and out again. But I would miss my Blue Moon ice cream, my Traverse City cherry fudge ripple ice cream, and excuse me, you know, that's potato chips. Yes, there are those varieties, but the ones that I'm talking about aren't back there. Yeah, there is all of that. So, I don't know. We shall see. But anyway, I'll make that decision here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, when I walked in this, it's, I've been saying, at least to myself, it's time to leave. When you know that it's not going to be a permanent situation. When you have that feeling of dread of going into work, you know that you are not going to be staying. When you can't wait to get off work, That's the way I look at it. But I've been trying. I have been trying, to make it work and so forth. But then after having the meeting and everything, I'm just like, no. It's not me. It's not for me, with everything. With everything combined. It's just not for me. I've had to do my soul searching. I've had to research my personality. It's been nice getting myself out of all of those situations and everything. Being in a more stable environment and so forth. No stress and everything. So I can she's trying to play with the phone. So I can, look at things from a perspective of calm, instead of, oh my gosh, I need to do this because I'm in a bad situation, But to be honest, I've gone right back to where I started. And I'm somebody who likes versatility. I'm not somebody who can sit around doing the same thing, or who does sit around doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm not somebody who likes to work for somebody. I like being my own boss. I like being independent. I've always been an independent person, and it's not because of upbringing or because I was an only child or because I had to grow up early when I was younger because of medical issues, family issues, all that sort of stuff. I just enjoy being independent. I enjoy being alone. I enjoy working alone. I'm not a team player, basically. I don't enjoy working in teams. If I am in a team, I prefer to be the leader, primarily because of my independence, And I also know that I'm somebody who's efficient and prefers to ensure things are being done efficiently to get the job done as quickly as possible. So we can move on to the next thing, instead of having to, be him-hawing around and so forth. I'm somebody who likes to get a job done, not just because so we can move on to the next thing, but so it's getting done. I'm not somebody who likes to joke around and so forth. I'm very, when it comes to completing a project or whatever, I'm very headstrong, straightforward. I'm not somebody who, oh, okay, let's stop and have some ice cream. No. When I get that, just like with the ride, the ride sharing, doing deliveries or whatever, when I go out to work, I'm headstrong. I go out there, I work nonstop. Whether it's 10, 12, 15 hours, I go out, I work nonstop. I take very few breaks. This mess that I've been dealing with where, okay, hour-long break and 2:15s, it has taken a lot for me to get used to. I barely even stop to use the bathroom when I go out to work because I'm just zoom, I prefer to work nonstop, go out, get the job done, and then take the break. That's just the way I am. And I realize that they have to do that because of labor laws, but it's not me, And I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if it's part of what's been going on with my diabetes too. Because it's just not, it's not my personality. It's not the way that my metabolism works, I go out and I work nonstop for the most part. I might eat, I'll eat pretty much like snacky a little bit here and there along the way. I might have to take a little bit of insulin or whatever, but for the most part, I'm headstrong, working nonstop. That's just the way I am. Work all night, sleep all day, sort of thing. That's just, I of course would have to switch over because I don't think there's anything open all night out here except for bars. That's where the ride sharing would come in handy. But if I did it, it would be working all day, So I'd have to switch over to doing that, and then eat and so forth. So, but yeah, that's just the way I prefer to work. I miss being able to feel like I have time to be able to do my yoga. I miss being able to go for my walks, feeling like I have time for that. I miss being able to go out to work when I feel like it, or when I feel like I can or whatever. I miss being able to work my own schedule, work when I feel like I can. Like yesterday, with the situation with my sugars, constantly having to be, I'm constantly having to monitor it. And at the same time, because of everything that was going on, my stomach was really upset, So in a way, I didn't mind it. I know Spirit was watching out for me with making it slow so I could work through things that were going on with my body. But there's going to be those times when that's not going to be the case. I'm going to have to be with a customer or something, and then, oops, I'm having an issue, And I did run into an issue with my sugar where it was starting to get a little bit too low, Once I got through everything with the high, and by the way, my sugar was perfectly fine waking up this morning. I don't know what happened yesterday, but I did get my full insulin, and I know that. Just something happened. I think it was a rebound from all the lows that I was having. But later on in the day, actually after I had lunch, my sugar dropped pretty good. It didn't drop into the really low range or whatever, but I did do it like a 12-point drop. No, was it 12? No, excuse me, 8-point drop within about 10 minutes. That's a pretty good drop. Went from like 90 down to 82. So I'm like, I need to take my second 15 at this point. and go take care of this. I didn't eat all my cookies, so I went that I had brought with me for lunch. So I went ahead and went back there and ate the rest of those, and that was fine. I didn't want to because when I had taken my first 15, I'd taken some tortilla chips. The brand is Late July, by the way, and had taken some of those with me to work, and I had those during my break because I was really hungry, and I sort of figured it would shoot my sugar up without taking any insulin, and sure enough, it did. So I didn't want to eat all my cookies with lunch because I knew it would counteract what I was trying to do with my insulin, would drive my sugar back down. But anywho, I know it's all in my period because it really fucked up my sugars this month. So, but anywho, I miss all of that. If I feel that I need to cut back my hours one day, I have that option to do that, and then I can make it up later, I miss all of that. I miss all that flexibility. I really do. Or if I feel like I need to take a day off, I can do that. Yeah, it sucks not having paid time off, available and so forth. But at the same point, I miss having all that flexibility. So these are the things I'm going to need to weigh over the next couple of weeks here, at least the next couple of weeks. So, but yeah, I don't know. I have a lot to consider before I make that jump. But I think I've pretty much made up my mind. I'm looking around here. Actually, I might be able to put it over there. I was thinking about getting... I remembered one of the things I was considering out there before shit hit the fan. I think I found it on Prime. I had to do my research again. It was either on Prime or Walmart Plus. I don't remember which. There are these rolling sewing machine carts that could also double as like a rolling desk or what have you. And that's another thing, too, that was going through my mind, too, with the job situation. Not just the bennies, but also being able to get decent computer and printer. There's only two options available, Dell and HP. Of course, I'll go with HP. Being able to get those at drastic discounted prices. I don't know, I'd have to call once I get a decent paycheck, maybe sock money away and see about being able to get those, at least a printer, because they don't have a good printer here. It's a pain in the ass. But being able to get that decent printer again. And of course I'd want that all-in-one 11 by 17 again that prints edge to edge. So I can at least be able to go up, like on Canva or what have you, like up on my phone, do a design, and then be able to print it out, some large format. So without having to rely on being able to go to some sort of printing place and so forth, and then have it printed off. I'd be able to do that at my leisure. At least be able to do that from the start. But I would really like to be able to have a more decent computer again. So those are two things that I need to take into consideration as well when it comes to making that move. I think, all in all, yeah, I miss having my flexibility and so forth. but I also know that there are certain things, there's a reason why I took this job. And I need to keep that in mind as well. Keep that in my perspective as well. I want to be able to move in the direction that I want to. Now's the time for me to do that. I've made that decision. I want to move in that direction. I want to be able to have the life that I want to be able to have. And I know what that looks like most definitely now. And it's not me staying there, working there. It's a stepping stone. You know, and it's basically time for me to start taking that action. I just feel like, okay, I spend all my money or whatever, and budget myself out and so forth. Oh, that reminds me, I got to pay my phone bill today. I budget myself out, this and that and so forth with, for the next 2 weeks. But then I'm sitting around waiting for the next 2 weeks to come around for that paycheck. I miss the daily money. So I feel like I'm moving forward on a daily basis, with getting the money in and then putting it towards what it is that I want to do. I miss that so much. Whereas with this, it's like, okay, I can finally move forward, and I had to sit around and wait, So, and that's a big question. What should I put my money towards the next time? Should I maybe, I know I can't get a sewing machine right now. I know Angie would be like, just use mine. Tell you the truth, I can't stand being in that room. I don't like being in that room. I have a reason. I don't want to say it. It's not anything supernatural or anything. The house isn't haunted. I haven't seen anything anyway. And I'm sure I would have by now. No, there's another reason why. I just won't say. I just won't say it. It's a bit embarrassing. And so, but I'd much rather work on things here, in this room. And that's another reason why I'm like, but unfortunately with this room, there's not a whole lot of electrical outlets. So that's another issue. That's why I'm like, get my own place, and then I could work on things. But of course, then I've got those expenses, and I'm dealing with the situation there at work where basically, with the amount of money I'm being paid, it's going to take up half my paycheck. But if I go back driving, then, of course, I'm going to have the extra expense of the car rental. So that's where, weighing things back and forth, back and forth. And I'm back in that situation again. So, yeah. And of course, if I can, with keeping working with this job, I know there's a lot there. But I want to keep moving forward with the direction that I want to go. Part of it is the sewing. Part of it is getting a camera again, doing my nature photography, offering that on the store. But of course, I'm going to need a vehicle so I can get out there and be able to do that. But all in good time. All in good time. I also want to pay for those yoga classes. That's going to be another thing. And that's something else I've been wondering. Should I go ahead and pay for those classes? But with the varying work schedule, it can be a bit tough trying to incorporate that in too. So these are things that I'm thinking about. That's why I'm like, well, if I can get the sewing done, at least it'll give me some, extra income, so I can start making those transitions and everything. And because I do want sewing to be part of my career prospects. Also, learning how to be a life coach. I very much would like that. I want, basically, if those of you who have been following for a while and everything, it's those things that I've talked about when I was still out there that I want to pursue. I want to do that. You know, it's coming more from a place of calm now, and those are the directions that I want to go. No, it's not raining. I don't know if maybe it has been. I know the pavement looks wet, but no, I don't think it has been raining. I don't hear it raining. I thought maybe I heard it raining first thing, but no, it's not. So anyway, I need to get myself moving. But yeah, these are the things. That's the direction I want to go, most definitely. And also the Tai Chi classes also. I want to do all of that. I really do. Along with the Reiki and so forth too. I want to do all of that. Hi. You love sitting on my bladder, don't you? My bladder and my breasts. So, anyway, I need to go so I can take care of things. Oh, and Megan's prom was last night. She looked really beautiful. So, yeah, and at least I was able to stay up a little bit late because I got out at 11. And I was able to, it was well worth staying up a little bit after I got home from work. I did eat a little bit too. And I had needed to run downstairs, take a little bit of short-acting insulin to help compensate for everything that I had just eaten. And it gave me opportunity to be able to see her too in her prom dress and so forth. She was quite proud. She looked very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So, yeah, that was awesome. So, but, anywho, yeah, there is something else that came up at work yesterday. I think I have somebody who has a bit of a crush on me. He gave me his phone number. Oh, go ahead. Feel free to text me if you want to. One of those situations. And I'm just kind of like, yeah. I don't mind being friends, but my heart belongs to somebody else right now. I hate to say it. Well, at least in that situation, my heart belongs to somebody else, and I'm very happy to say that. Whether it's reciprocated or not, it still remains to be seen. But I have to explore that. I have to get that opportunity to explore that. There's too much there. So, yeah, when I'm signing off, and I do that extra I love you at the end, yeah, it's for them. Because I know they do watch. So, I have to get the benefit of the doubt. And keep that door open. So I'm just putting it out there. And allow that to be explored. So, but anyway, see what happens. But in the meantime, I really do have to go so I can eat, get a shower, and get myself to work. So, anywho, I'll talk to you all later. I love you guys. And yes, I do love you.